Well, my multiple jobs at the moment are I have three. One is working at college in Glasgow. That's 25 hours, and then I do a care job at weekends, and I have another job that I sort of fit around them, making stained glass. I had to get the union involved eventually to get me a contract. They kept putting it off and putting it off, and it was, in fact, it was the day we were told we had to leave college because of the pandemic. The college was shutting down, and I still didn't have a contract after being there for 3-4 years, and the union had to force the issue. And they said the only thing they would give me was a care assistant contract, which I had to take, otherwise I wouldn't have any money during the pandemic. It was a relief because it was the day that everything was shutting down at the pandemic, and I don't get any benefits, so I would have been completely cut off money wise. My husband worked, so it wouldn't have been the end of the world, but that would have been my wages gone, and the union really did have to fight my corner. I had quite a lot of experience working with adults with support needs, and I used to live in Chicago, and that was what my background was doing. So when we came back in 1996, I was looking for jobs in that area. So I had started as relief, and I was going to eventually try and get a permanent contract, but it suited me to just stay relief because I had to have, sort of work around care. And I've been there ever since on a relief basis. But as things have changed in my life, I've changed when I work there. When I had kids, I stopped working during the week and worked weekends while my husband worked during the week, stuff like that. So it suited me in that way. If I was scheduled for a shift and I had to phone in sick, I wouldn't get paid for it. So of course that's a big downside. And that's how it used to be at the college too, until I was, we sort of forced the permanent contract. If I was off sick, I wouldn't get paid. Treated a bit better by management there. And if you do like a favour for them, they'll appreciate it. Whereas in the college job, sometimes it kind of feels like the more you do, the more you get taken advantage of. So this is one of my stained glass I do. It's just so great to work in the studio, and it's not a big financial pressure, So if I don't sell a lot of stuff, it's not the end of the world. It's a really nice job to do. I just do it when I have the time, and I sell things sometimes, not all the time, but it's sort of pocket money, holiday money. So that's my treat job. I have to make sure I have one day off every week to do a lot of things. It's me and my sister who also works in care. She's 66, but she's still working. So me and my sister kind of make sure my dad's okay. He's 95. He's very good for his age, but he can't go out on his own now, and his memory's not what it used to be. So he does need somebody checking in and doing things with him. I do that every Wednesday, but I'll go out at the weekend too. I fit that in at the weekend, and sometimes I stay the night, and just depends. If I have holidays, we'll go more than that, and we'll take my dad out and do more stuff with him, more social stuff, and we're off. I mean, I would like to just kind of keep doing the same thing as I'm doing now, but I don't know with the future of public sector is just it's in such danger. I don't know if the kind of jobs I do, I just don't know if they'll be available for way down the line when I'm older. That's a bit of fear at the moment, actually. About what's going to happen. Every day there's cuts and cuts. We're just heard there's more cuts to the college, and then last week I heard there's going to be cuts to my social care job too as well, because the funding's all drying up. So I don't know. I just think everything's getting to be so sort of transitory. Everybody, it seems like the direction of travel is for everybody in colleges too, is to be bank staff with no permanency, no sort of, you really don't know what's coming next. They seem to be wanting to do away with lots of like holiday pay, stuff like that. That seems to be coming down the road. And I'm not banking on a pension. I just started one when I got the permanent contract at college. So that's when was pandemic, 2021. So I've only been paying it for 2 years. So it's nothing to speak of, because I was doing relief work the rest of my working life. So I couldn't really pay into a pension. My plan is to work to a drop, I think, really. And I know so many people, especially women, in the same position, you can't really think about retiring. I think if we had stronger unions to sort of keep the things that are happening right now in check a bit better, I think that would be great. That's the kind of support I need. I would just like somebody to go to and say, "Is this right that this is happening? You know, is that right?" And they would maybe sort of do something about it. I find when you try and sort of report things or put grievances in, you're kind of doing it on your own. To tell you the truth, the big one with me at the college was greenwashing, which I really had an issue with, but I couldn't. I felt that because I was a woman in an older woman in a non-traditional job with a menial position, I just wasn't listened to. You know, when things really weren't the way they were supposed to be.